tea powder. Yes, someone was saying that I didn't lose any money, but I achieved. I could have achieved in 2-3 years, but it took me 5 years. That was also an opportunity cost. You would have lost a lot of opportunity money in that. Exactly. Awesome. Awesome. Great. Now, the number one thing that you need to do when it comes to selecting a tea powder, understand the customer expectations. A lot of people I know, especially foodies, what do? They might like one particular menu item. They get so excited when it comes to food, and they think if they serve the same menu at the outlet, it is going to be a big hit. Of course, it can, provided 80% of your customers like that product. If 80% of the customers doesn't like a product, it is not fit to be there in the menu. Which means we are working for our customers. I've seen a lot of people doing this mistake. I've seen people who started tea outlets and then joined the community. In fact, I've been mentoring a lot of people. I've been guiding a lot of people to overcome that factor. Recently, we were talking to one of a brand. I don't want to mention the brand right now. Probably I will do that during the success interview. Right now, the sale is low for them. He's a foodie and he has got a lot of favorite items. So he wants to add all of that in the outlet. The problem is a lot of customers doesn't like that product, and there is a problem with consistency. Okay, so make yourself aware that we are serving for the customer. So you need to basically understand the customer expectation first. Be it strong color, unique taste, flavor, and aroma. Of course, all the 3-4 has to be there in a perfect cup of tea. But the proportion in which it is consumed will change from region to region. Let's take an example of Irani tea, pretty famous in Andhra, Telangana regions. Has got a very sweetish, sourish flavor. Right? When it comes to Kerala, Kattan chai is more famous. Black tea, Soleimani tea. When you go to Maharashtra, masala tea is more famous. So for every single region, there is a speciality. There is a consumption pattern. Okay, for some region, they expect extreme color, mild flavor. Some regions expect extreme flavor, mild color. So the proportion in which it is consumed will change from region to region. So if you come from a location, if you come from a geography, please understand what the customer wants. Talk to at least 50 people whom you think the target customers are, and do the groundwork. That's the number one step. And what is the tea price that you want to offer? Do you want to offer tea at 15 rupees, 12 rupees, or 20 rupees, or 25 rupees? Fix that first. So that's the first step, key requirements. Guys, I'm sure my audio is good to go. My audio is good to go. Yes. If in case, I think it's stable at my side. If in case if you're facing any issues, I suggest you log out and check. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for confirming. Thank you. So types of grades. Types of grades. There are two main grades. One is CTC and orthodox tea. What is CTC? Crush, tear, and curl. The method in which the tea powder is manufactured, it's called crush, tear, and curl. If you've been to tea factories, you would have seen these machines. This is how typical CTC machine will look like. The abbreviation of crush, tear, and curl is CTC. Okay, so tea leaves are procured from the estates, and then it goes into a process called drying, crushing, tearing, and curling. Okay, it's in mass production. Right from a childhood, we have been accustomed to drink a lot of CTC varieties. We've been using this right from our childhood at our homes. Okay, that's the reason it is mass production. It is very popular. And the characteristics of CTC is that it's good taste and strong color, very, very strong color. And it is very affordable. Why? It's in the mass market, then which means it has to be affordable. All right. So CTC is crushed tear and curl. This is a typical CTC machine will look like. And this is in mass production, gives good taste and strong color, most popular and affordable. Next is orthodox tea. What is orthodox tea? Orthodox tea is processed using traditional method, handcrafted method, artisan method. And it gives delicate flavor and more taste, amazing taste. But it is very expensive. Why? Whenever a manufacturing process which involves more time and more manpower, the output cost of the product will be very, very expensive. Right? Since it uses traditional method, handcrafted method, that's the reason it is very expensive. Please note this down. This is very important. I'm going to give you an insight which is very, very important. Majority of the orthodox tea that are manufactured in India are exported to different countries like the US, UK, Middle East, a lot of these countries. Our local consumption of orthodox tea is very, very less. Because of the price point, it is not affordable for the mass market to be consumed on a daily basis. Okay. And that's the reason you wouldn't have used a lot of orthodox tea varieties. Okay. Awesome. So what are the types of grades? CTC, crushed tear and curl. It's in mass production, gives good taste and strong color, most popular and affordable. And orthodox tea is processed using traditional method, delicate flavor, more taste, and it is expensive. So that's with respect to types of grades. Is this clear so far? Type GR, if this is clear so far. Yes, I want all of you to type. This is clear in the chat box, please. Yes. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much for confirming. Now, as I told, we'll be using a lot of CTC varieties. So let's get some more details about CTC varieties. You might feel like you're learning some jargons here. Okay, but I have made it very, very simple, so don't worry. And plus, we are not going to be the business of tea powder trading. Go ahead. Don't take it seriously. Okay, we're learning this so that your negotiation, your communication with the vendor will improve so that you source the right and best tea powder. Very simple. Okay. So Picoy, before we go to the varieties, you need to know this word called Picoy. What is Picoy? High quality black tea made from young leaves. High quality black tea made from young leaves. You just remember this word Picoy, right? Just for your understanding, because we'll be using this word Picoy in a lot of these names. The first is BPSM. What is BPSM? BPSM is broken Picoy small. The abbreviation of broken Picoy small is BPSM. It gives good color and aroma. Very good color and aroma. And this is how typical BPSM variety will look like. When you closely look at it, it's got more of a granule texture. Granule texture. We would have used that at our household as well. Can you name any tea powder brand name that looks very similar to this? I wanted to type that on the chat box, please. Can you name any tea powder brand name that looks very similar to this? Yes, Wabakri, Society, Tata, Three Roses, Taj Mahal, AVT, Kanan Devan, Society, Brook Bond. There are a lot of brands. Awesome. Awesome. It is widely used in tea shops and households. So BPSM is broken picoy small. It gives good color and aroma. And this is a typical BPSM variety look like, and it is widely used in tea shops and households. Next is BP. What is BP? BP means broken picoy. The abbreviation of broken picoy is BP. Very similar to BPSM. Very similar to BPSM, but slightly bigger granules compared to BPSM. So when you closely look at this tea powder, it has got granule texture. And this BP variety is slightly bigger. It has got bigger granules compared to BPSM. Okay. And it is widely used in star category hotels because this is slightly expensive when you compare with BPSM. Okay. So BP means broken picoy, very similar to BPSM, but slightly bigger granules compared to BPSM, widely used in star category hotels. And this is how typical BP variety will look like. Next is PD. What is PD? PD means picoy dust. Picoy dust. The characteristics of PD is it gives good color and strong liquor. What exactly is meant by strong liquor? I'm not sure how many of you have gone through this. How many of you have experienced this? You have had tea at few of the outlets. At few of these outlets, even after having tea, you would still feel the taste of the tea on your tongue for at least 10-15 minutes. At least 10-15 minutes. How many of you have experienced this? Type EX if you have experienced this. Even after having tea, you would still feel the taste of the tea on your tongue for at least 10-15 minutes. Type EX if you've experienced this. Awesome. Awesome. A lot of you. That's because that particular tea powder would have been good in liquor. Yes. So this is how typical PD or D will look like. This is how typical PD or D will look like. When you look at, it has got more of a sand texture against the granule texture in BP or BPS. And you closely look at this, it has got more of a fine sand texture. And it is widely used in tea shops and households. So PD, what is PD? PD means picoy dust, gives good color and strong liquor. And this is how typical PD or a D will look like. And this is widely used in tea shops and households. Next is dust. What is dust? Dust is the next grade to PD. It's a final leftover. It's a final leftover. I'm not sure how many of you have been to tea factories. If you've been to tea factories, you'd have seen this different levels where tea powder is manufactured. Okay, the final end of the manufacturing setup is the collection center where tea powder will be graded according to the size of the granule. There will be different set of trays that are being kept at the end of the manufacturing setup. So dust will be the final grade. If you're not getting this, no problem at all, right? I'm just telling you to have a better understanding of this. All right. So that's the next grade to PD. It gives very, very strong liquor. So what did we saw? Dust, picoy dust, BP, BPSM. Okay, these are the main varieties. If you know these main varieties, then it's easy to source the best tea powder. And of course, there are a lot of other varieties, but we're not going to get deep into it because, as I told, we are not going to be the business of tea powder trading. But let me just quickly run through. If you need further more information, if you want to learn, just Google it across. There are a lot of articles which can help you. What are the other varieties? BOP-L is broken orange picoy large. BOP-S is broken picoy souchong. BOP-SM is broken orange picoy small. OF is orange fannings, PF is picoy fannings, BOPF is broken orange picoy fannings, CD is Suramani dust, GD is golden picoy, SRD is super red dust, FD is fine dust, SFD is super fine dust. What we saw? SFD, FD, SRD, GD, CD, BOPF, PF, OF, BOPSM, BOPS, and BOPL. So that's with respect to other varieties, right? So those are the CTC varieties. Is this clear so far? Type CTC, this is clear so far? Yes, I want you to type CTC, this is clear. Awesome. Awesome. Now, when it comes to the requirement, what can be preferred for milk tea? Of course, CTC. It could be BPSM or PD. You could use either of these varieties. Or it could be a blend. What is a blend? A blend is a mixture of two varieties. Okay, let me put it in a simple manner. 70% PD and 30% BPSM. Let's assume that you need 1 kg of this blend, 1 kg. 70% on 1 kg is 700 grams. 30% on 1 kg is 300 grams. So you need to mix 700 grams of PD and 300 grams of BPSM. Put it in a container, mix it well, and use that mixture, use that blend to make tea, which will give you a unique taste. That's called the blend. Now, tell me, why 70% PD is used in this blend? Please type that in the comments, please. Chat box, please. Why 70% PD is used in this blend? Let me see how many of you really seriously gone through the session. Yes. Okay, liquor, quality and taste, good taste and flavor. Okay, you guys are partially right. Okay, let me tell you this. Please note this down. This is very, very important. This is very, very important. Even vendors will not tell you. Even if you go take a franchise tomorrow, nobody's going to tell you. Okay. 1 kg of tea powder. If you buy 1 kg of tea powder, you should be able to make around 300 cups of tea. 300 cups of tea in 1 kg of tea powder. It could be 280 or 320. On a serving of 70 to 90 ml per cup. 70 to 90 ml per cup. If you can't do this with 1 kg of tea powder, if you can't make this around 300 cups, your food cost will not work. All right. So this is very important. Whenever you finalize a tea powder, please make sure that you ask this, that you check this out. All right. Why 30% BPSM? Of course, there are technical reasons to it, but there is a non-technical reason. It's got more of granule texture, isn't it? The thickness of the tea will improve when you use BPSM. All right. It could be 80% PD, 20% BPSM, 60% PD, 40% BPSM. Depending on the requirement, you can change. All right. The rest of the details are covered in the platinum, gold, and silver membership module. Which is a suitable variety? That is also covered as a part of platinum, gold, and silver membership module. I'm going to take you through the membership benefit shortly. Now, how to source? The first option is direct from factory. From estates like Assam, Nilgiris, Darjeeling, Munnar, Valparai. There are a lot of smaller estates as well. You could directly source from them. Next is you can source from suppliers. IndiaMart, Just Ale. But if you want to source from factory, you need a minimum volume, like 50 kgs, 100 kgs, depending on the factory. A good factory I'm talking about. And if that isn't feasible, you can source from suppliers. In fact, once you become a member today, a platinum or gold or silver member, you have this option to source from our partners directly at low volumes, a very, very unique product. The next option is source from suppliers. You could find suppliers on IndiaMart, Just Ale. You could be from tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. There are a lot of suppliers. All right. So ask for samples. Once you shortlist the vendors, ask for samples. Try out with different blends. Do trials with black tea and check the quality. Always, when you add milk or masala, you may not be able to get the exact taste of tea. I suggest you do it without that. And then food testing report if required. What is food testing report? There are food testing labs in tier 1 and tier 2 places. Why do we need to get a food testing report? Because of this reason. A lot of tea powders that are used in the local tea shops, some of them can claim you a lot of, let's say you can make more volume, it gives more color. Some of you can give you at 150 rupees per kg, 100 rupees per kg. Those are adulterated. Okay. A lot of tea powders are used in the local market, local tea shops are adulterated with artificial ingredients and coloring agents. You know what? That will cause cancer in the long term if it is consumed regularly. You go read, there are a lot of articles on this which can help you. But as a modern teapreneur community, founder of this community, and I've always been stressed upon providing quality and a healthy product to the consumer. Right? What may come? We are not just in the business of selling tea, isn't it? I've told you already. We are in the business of energizing people. We are in the business of making people's life healthy. How many of you with me on this? That yes, I wanted to offer a quality and a healthy product to my consumer. Type with you in the chat box, please, if you're with me on this. Let me know how many of you are in this thought process. Yes. Type with you if you're with me on this. Sorry. With you. Awesome. Awesome. So this is very important. I suggest you do it. This is an option, but I suggest you do this. And then consistent quality throughout the year. Whenever you source a tea powder, make sure that you ask the vendor that whether this will be consistent all through the year. And buy quality powder between 300 to 400 rupees per kg. You can get it at a lesser price, but I suggest this range. Depends on you. Herbal tea or green tea, use tea bags which are priced at 5 to 7 rupees per tea bag. When you go with green tea or herbal fruit infusions, don't get it in bulk, 1 kg, 2 kg packets. Let me tell you what will happen. If your staff uses 5 gram extra per each cup, just an assumption, for 200 cups, he will be using 1 kg of tea powder extra. 1 kg of green tea is more than 1,500 rupees, which will have a direct impact on your. So never procure green tea or herbal tea in bulk. There's a very, very important thing. Please note this down. Please note this down. Yes, how to source direct from factory, source from suppliers, ask for samples, try out with different blends, do trials with black tea and check the quality, food testing report if required, consistent quality throughout the year, buy quality product between 300 to 400 rupees per kg and use tea bags for herbal tea. Yes, awesome. Now I'm going to give you a jugaad method of getting this blend. A lot of you might have this question. I don't have necessary volumes. I can't source 50 kgs, 100 kgs. But is there an option where I can source locally available product, but at the same time, I wanted to offer a differentiated, unique product? Here is a hack. Okay. So replace, this is just an example. You can replace this with any other brand. Any other brand. Okay. I'm replacing PD with 3 roses. It could be AVT, Kannan Devan, or Vavakari, Society, anything. I'm just using 3 roses as an example for PD. BPSM, I'm using Taj Mahal, which means for 1 kg, you need to use 700 grams of 3 roses and 300 grams of Taj Mahal. Take that, put it in a container, mix it well, use that blend to make tea, which will definitely give you a unique taste. I have tried it myself. I've got results. Not just this variety, I've tried a lot of other brands as well in the beginning. Right? So this you can use the locally available raw